Can you believe I've been walking around with his hair all day and not a single person has complimented me? Second of all, outfit check. This video is a Deadpool and Wolverine review from someone who has seen the movie 10 times. More than 10 times, probably. Probably, right? I didn't understand, okay, when I first watched this movie, I didn't understand the plot even. I didn't understand it. So every single time I start talking, she starts rolling around and making noises. When I first watched it, I didn't understand the plot even. I didn't even understand what was going on. I recapped the plot, okay? Apparently, Deadpool, he's committed crimes against the timeline, so he's brought to the TVA. Mr. Paradox, the villain, wants Deadpool to leave Deadpool's timeline, which it gets complicated just from there, and go to the main timeline, which is the Marvel canon timeline of the Avengers. Also problematic, we'll get to it, which he was previously not in. As is stated in this movie, he was previously in his own timeline. Paradox is destroying Deadpool's timeline because Wolverine is dead. Question mark. Even though Logan takes place in the future. So he's killing the timeline. But for some reason, before he does that, he wants to move Deadpool into the Avengers timeline. And I don't understand why. I just rewatched it. Paradox tells Deadpool that he was chosen for a higher purpose. A purpose which is unclear even to him, meaning Paradox. So, okay. Wait, I'm gonna show.
Special. In fact, you've been chosen for a higher purpose. A purpose unclear even to me. But one that could save the entire sacred timeline from a possibly grisly fate sometime in the future, which may very well need to be avenged. The sacred timeline.
They currently don't have a Deadpool. Okay, wait a minute. Wolverine is their anchor being, mostly because that universe kind of revolves around Wolverine. Pretty sure the only reason there was an X-Men sequel is because of Wolverine. So Wolverine dies. The universe dies with it. They need Deadpool in the Marvel universe for reasons.
For a higher purpose, a purpose unclear even to me, but one that could save the entire sacred timeline from a possibly grisly fate sometime in the future, which may very well need to be avenged.
To save that universe from something that they can't handle without Deadpool. But the reason Deadpool's not in that... Okay, so the timeline exists because of Wolverine. Meaning Wolverine did something at some point that caused him to exist in a universe without the Avengers. Right? Not directly, indirectly. But he did that. That's kind of what it's implying by him being an anchor being. Okay, so Logan takes place in the future. However, the movie already came out in our present day, and Deadpool takes place in our present day because he is outside of the movie reality. He's meta. So because in the sequel he even references Wolverine's death, he references the movie Logan in Deadpool 2 at the start when he blows himself up.
Wolverine. First, he rides my coattails with the army. The hairy motherfucker ups the ante by dying. What a dick. Well, guess what, Wolby? I'm dying in this one too.
So because the movie Logan already exists, even though it takes place in the future, Deadpool's able to comprehend it because he's viewing these movies kind of like the TVA are. He's seeing these timelines play out before they actually happen because he's seeing it as we're seeing it. So even though Logan dies in the future, he's technically already died because that movie already came out and they're being self-referential. Can Cable's time machine multiverse jump? He committed crimes against the timeline. Deadpool committed timeline. I guess when he was using the time machine.
Lee Wilson? Oh yeah, dancers. Oh, we dance too. Whoa, whoa. So how's everyone feel about this plan? I don't like you. Yes, let's hold on to that attitude, and we're gonna do it angry.
I'm so confused as to what's happening here. Okay, they're just taking him to Paradox. So Paradox can put him in the Marvel timeline to do whatever it is that he needs to do there. But they're treating him like he's a prisoner, like he already committed crimes. Which he will do in the future, and that's why they attack him at Wolverine's grave, because he steals the time thingy and uses it to, like, bring a Wolverine back or some shit. Oh my god. Paradox is destroying Deadpool's timeline because Wolverine is dead, which means that Deadpool has been in the same timeline as Logan and the other X-Men this entire time. Like the Fox universe. He's been in there this whole time. That's the same universe, canonically, in this movie. Deadpool shouldn't exist in the Logan universe. Deadpool should be the anchor being of his own Deadpool universe because he has this self-awareness. He has this, he's sentient. He has a sentience that bleeds out into his universe, meaning he has control over it. Able to reference reality. His self-awareness bleeds into his own universe in a way that doesn't happen in the X-Men universe, in a way that doesn't happen, obviously, in the Logan universe. So why does he exist in the same timeline? Is this a different Deadpool we're watching? The Fox timeline's all over the place, you know? There's like, Days of Future Past kind of fucked it up, and then there's like the reboot timeline, and it's like, where the hell is Dark Phoenix? The Fox timeline, it's like the original flawed multiverse, right? The Fox timeline. Deadpool's not right? Also, if that was a timeline he exists, wouldn't Fantastic Four exist within that timeline? But it just doesn't. It just doesn't. It's different. I'm confused. Okay. And Deadpool exists in this like meta world. I understand that. He's meta. He can see that he's in a movie franchise. So it's different. It's different for him. But this movie confuses me. Deadpool's not happy, okay? This is the stakes. Deadpool's not happy because his friends and timeline are being destroyed by Paradox. But Deadpool wants to join the Marvel universe. That's the setup. He's like, oh, I'm joining the Avengers. It's all I've ever wanted. However, he has to sacrifice his timeline. That stake is set up and then it's not ever brought up again. I mean, at the end, it's got nothing to do with the end of the movie. Because Paradox wants to prune this timeline immediately for power reasons. He has a power problem. He wants to control. He just wants to destroy this universe for fun. And that's the villain. There is a Time Ripper in the Fox universe. That's the one he's destroying. He's destroying the universe with Deadpool and the X-Men. And there's a Time Ripper that's in there, ready to go. He claims setting up and using a Time Ripper for a swift and compassionate end is more efficient than what the TVA is currently doing, which is to let the timeline die naturally. Deadpool brings a Wolverine from a different timeline where all the X-Men died into his own. Deadpool's universe doesn't become the sacred timeline. So if he does have adventures... Okay, so what this movie was meant to set up was Deadpool joins Marvel.
The entire sacred timeline from a possibly grisly fate sometime in the future, which may very well need to be avenged.
That was what this movie was meant to be. It was meant to be goodbye Fox universe movies, Marvel Fox movies. They're gone. Deadpool is he's going from this universe into the Marvel universe. But that doesn't happen at the end. What happens at the end is Deadpool stays in his own universe and he saved it from being destroyed. With apparently 2 Wolverines and 2 Lauras. If he does have adventures with the Avengers in the future, it has to be some different timeline. Like, it can't be this Deadpool. It has to be like some different shit. So what was the end goal of this movie? Deadpool is fighting the death of his universe by befriending a Wolverine, and together they destroy a TVA Time Ripper. That's the plot. Deadpool is fighting the death of his universe by befriending a lonely Wolverine and destroying a TVA Time Ripper. That's the plot, in case you were confused by it. Is that really something that matters? Deadpool is fighting the death of his universe by befriending a lonely Wolverine, and together they destroy a TVA Time Ripper. It's meta in a non-comic, strictly movie canon way. Strictly movie canon meta commentary from Deadpool, who exists in this. Of course, he's a movie character. He's going to be meta in a movie way rather than a comic way, and he's going to go through these movie universes, which to me is gorgeous. Of course it is. I loved Fox's X-Men and I loved Fantastic Four. Not really. I'm nostalgic about them. Nostalgic. This brings me joy. Merchandise. In Loki, I don't have the energy to do this right now even. In Loki, it's established that Lokis are like super common in the void, right? Lokis are common, but they're not, there's not a single Loki in the background. I don't understand why there was not a single like background Loki even. I know there's a chance that they wanted the movie to be accessible to anyone who hasn't seen Loki the show, which I didn't, and I also was like one of those people who was like, I'm not watching Loki or those fucking Disney Plus fucking TV shows. I watched Agent Carter when it came out, and I really enjoyed that, because I was like 14. And then I never watched any other Marvel show ever after. Until I watched Loki and WandaVision. Because I watched the X-Men movies over and over and over again, and then I watched the animated series. I watched the animated series, and then I watched X-Men 97, and then I ran out of stuff to watch, so I started, okay, I guess I'll watch Iron Man. And then I watched Iron Man, I was like, wow, it's better than I remember. Then I watched Captain America. Also a good movie. Skipped Thor, don't care about Thor. I ended up just watching every Marvel property. When I first watched Deadpool and Wolverine, I hadn't seen Loki. So I didn't even know who fucking Alioth was, or the Void. So it's kind of a good thing that Deadpool was like, oh, the Void from fucking Loki. And I'm like, oh, that show I didn't watch. Paradox is in communication with Pyro to see if Logan and Wade died. Paradox wants Logan and Wade dead. Paradox can see every timeline with Cassandra, but only this one is in the void from birth. And there's a line where Paradox says that she's a wild card. But can they see what the future with Cassandra outside the void would have been? And does that mean that that's a timeline that exists? And how does that Cassandra? Like, they put Cassandra in the void and it's established that she can leave anytime she wants, but she likes it there. And in fact, the only reason she leaves is to bring everything else into the void so she can rule it, because she's like the queen of the void. If you're gonna leave the void at will, why would you put her there to begin with? And just assume that she would like it there. Like, can they see the future? I assume they can see the future. Is there only one Cassandra Nova in all timelines? Or is only this one in the void and there's no other Cassandra? Like, there has to be more Cassandras, right? In each timeline? Because I know the TVA, there's only one TVA, there's only one void. It seems the entire Fox universe is in the void. The entire thing, except for Deadpool. This Deadpool isn't the Fox Universe Deadpool, because the Fox Universe Deadpool was the Deadpool that Ryan Reynolds played that nobody liked, the one with no mouth. Right? That was the Fox Universe Deadpool. And he went back in time and got rid of that Deadpool. Oh my god. However, when Deadpool had the time machine thing, he killed a version of himself as well as Ryan Reynolds getting the script for Green Lantern. So Deadpool, if the bit allows for it, can traverse the multiverse by sheer will, because he is outside of canon. He's meta. He can just go where he wants. Either that, or the time device from Cable can bring you to different timelines. Can Cable multiverse jump? Can Cable multiverse jump? Can Cable multiverse jump? I actually think in the X-Men cartoon he does exactly. What the hell is Days of Future Past if not multiverse? Like, what is Days of Future Past if not multiverse bullshit? And wasn't Cable there? Wasn't it his device? I don't understand. Okay, there's Cable, and then there's the other time travel character. What the fuck are their names? Bishop? And then there's a third one, I think. And they all look the same to me. In the animated series, all those up to me, they're the same person, and I got confused watching it. Because I was like, okay, I know these are two different people, but I don't understand the difference. I know one of them is fucking the child of Jean and Cyclops. And one of them's Cable. Or is Cable the child? I know he can time travel, but can he multiverse jump? What was that story in the animated series where he was like outside the timeline?
What is this place? Wait! So close, yet so far. So far, so good. So long. What the? I'm not half the man I used to be. Give me some straight answers. Okay, I'll spill. Call me Bender, so few do. Well, that's because you're the only other one here. And where's here? The access of time. No time like the present. Can't run away from your past. But your future's so bright, I can hardly see you. Been here over 10,000 years, give or take. Oh, your molecules are getting a little unstable after a while. But how did I get here? Through the Axis. How else? All time travelers pass through there. Anyone knows that? Some big guy threw you, of course. If the Axis is the way out of this dump, that's where I'm going.
Follow the yellow brick road. Pictures! Someone's playing with time!
The X-Men! Oh!
You can't kill time, silly!
Don't you like those people? Anybody who can get me out of here will be my friend for life. Don't everybody volunteer at once.
And he met like the timekeeper or whoever that was, who was like a crazy guy in the.
Xavier, don't let him take you. You don't like the movie? Change the channel. Why am I seeing these things? Is this happening now? Beats me. I've got no time for games. Give me some straight answers and I'll take you out of here with me. Out? There is no way out. We'll see about that.
I can find nothing wrong with the time portal.
Not again. And again. And again.
And again and again and again! Look, Clown, I've had a long day. Or week. Or however long it's been.
All walk and no play makes vision but dull.
What was that? A great being threatens time itself. Knowledge is power.
Let's watch these guys. That's Cable. It will be. It would be. It can be. It could be. It may be. It should be. Can we be?
Isn't the whole point of Days of Future Past, like the whole point of that plot, is the fact that it exists in a single timeline which goes awry after the Sentinels take over. That didn't happen in the multiverse. That happened in one single timeline. They go back and it changes the future. I don't know if Cable can multiverse jump. Did Cable, so what the hell was Deadpool doing at the end of the second movie whenever he was multiverse jumping? Cassandra Nova says that she and the TVA had an agreement. What was the agreement? What was the agreement? To keep sending stuff to the void? Was that the agreement? Like, she stays in the void and they keep sending people down there. Under Loki's ruling of the timelines or whatever the fuck happened in Loki, people even still sent in the void regularly. There's only one TVA timeline. It's not like there's one in a different universe that's still sending people to the void. Is this her finding out that they no longer send people to the void? But then why does Deadpool and... I'm confused even talking about this. Why did Pyro want Cassandra dead? Why did Paradox... Hang on. Pyro made a deal with Paradox. Pyro made a deal with Paradox that involves killing Cassandra. And then Pyro would get out of the void. Paradox would take Pyro out of the void if Cassandra died. But Paradox wanted Deadpool and Wolverine dead. And they thought Cassandra would be the one to kill Deadpool and Wolverine. But he also wanted Pyro to kill Cassandra. Anyway, and then there's like the Deadpool fight, which confused me, and it's not even like a big problem. It's like Cassandra says she sent for the Deadpools to keep Logan and Wade distracted. There's a line from Nicepool earlier which mentions how bloodthirsty the Deadpools in the Void are. So why did the Deadpools listen to Cassandra? She told them to go fight with Deadpool and Wolverine to keep them away from her while she's doing the Time Ripper thing. And they listened to her and they were like, yes, we're getting taken out of the void and we're going to listen to you and do what you say, even though she has no control outside of the void. So it's not really a Deadpool thing to listen to someone and do what they say. It's not really a Deadpool thing to take orders. Yet all of these Deadpools fought. Why didn't they fight each other or like run loose on Earth killing people? They didn't shoot Wolverine or the dog, so why didn't Wolverine and the dog just go into the subway and stop Cassandra? At the end of the movie, okay, can the TVA not time travel? Like, they can time travel. The TVA can time travel. They're literally the TVA. So why did it take them so long to get to Paradox once they found that he had an unsanctioned Time Ripper? He like started it up and they were like, oh, he has an unsanctioned Time Ripper. And it took them 20 minutes. That scene happened and then 20 minutes later they confront him about it. And in that time, Deadpool and Wolverine had to sacrifice themselves to blow it up or something. When the TVA was aware of its existence and it took them 20 minutes, like they were watching this happen, right? They can see everything. And I don't mean Paradox, I mean like the actual TVA. They were watching all of this go down, and then whenever they got there, they acted confused, like they didn't know what was happening. But bitch, you can see every timeline. You can see everything. You keep track of it. You're watching this go down for 20 minutes and you don't time travel back in time to stop him getting an unsanctioned Time Ripper. And in fact, once you find out that he has one, it takes you 20 minutes to travel to Earth, to stop, to like confront him about it, to confront Paradox about him breaking the rules. Those scenes are 20 minutes apart. Well, 18 minutes, 20 seconds. 18 minutes, 20 seconds. There was nothing, like, whenever they edited this movie, they could have just moved that scene closer to whenever they appear, like right after, like right before.
Sorry to bother, madam, but there's something you need to see. We're getting indications of an unsanctioned Time Ripper activating on Earth 10005. Whose district is that? Paradox.
That's who they were.
Paradox! You've been busy.
Well, somebody had me.
We had some strange readings from this location. You wouldn't know anything about an unsanctioned Time Ripper, would you?
No. No, I wouldn't know anything about an unsanctioned Time Ripper.
You know, like right before, like Deadpool Wolverine die, and then the TVA scene where she's like, he is an unsanctioned Time Ripper, and then cut to them appearing. Why didn't they do that? The movie ends with Deadpool not even being in the Marvel Universe. He's in his own universe. It's implied that in the next Avengers movie, Deadpool will be there. However, Deadpool's not even in the same universe as the Avengers right now. He literally nothing happened. Nothing happened in Deadpool and Wolverine other than Deadpool brought another Wolverine into his universe. He didn't meet the Avengers. He's not even in the same timeline as the Avengers by the end of the movie. He's right back where he started.